Okay, this is going to be a fun one for all of you photographers out there that love to do magical kind of fairy portraits or any kind of images that require dynamic light. So, I'm going to show you 5 different ways that I apply this really beautiful light effects to your images. Let's turn everything off. Okay, so this is my base composite, and this is what the original looks like shot in studio. And in this little book here, I use a loom cube to light up my subject's face. And that's a great start. And honestly, it really, really can be used as is. But you know me, I like to get a little bit more creative than that. So what we're going to do, oh, and if you're wondering about the background, this is a floral piece that I made today. Let me know in the description below if you think I should stick it in my store. It's pretty, and I just masked all around it so that I could use it in portraits. I really liked the color, and I shot that outside. This is the second one that I used. Same thing, just cut out all the background so that I had like a foreground piece right in here. So you can see that I used the flowery one in the back as well as on the sides, and then that cutout one in the front here. Okay, let's get into it. First thing that I did was I used a soft light blend mode and just used a light pink color to make the wings glow, and I clipped it to her. So that's what that was. And I think that really helps with the glowy portion of the wings. So that's number 1. And then the next thing I did was I used Blend If highlights to create this dynamic lighting on the dress because it was a little flat. And I'm pretty sure you know how to do that. And if you don't, I'll just show you again right here. You go to your curves, you make sure you clip it to your subject, and then you're going to pull your highlight slider all the way over before it starts to get blown out. So right about there. And you're going to double click this layer and you're going to drag the underlying layer of the shadows over to the right. And you're going to do it just until you see that particular area starting to show up. You're not worried about anything else in this image. You're going to hold Alt or Option and you're going to split these 2 points until you get something like that. And then all you're going to do is click on your mask and you're going to invert it. And then you're going to end up with this when you paint it back on with a white brush. Okay? And that's how you do that. Okay, so the next glowy magical thing that I'm going to show you is going to be face light. So what you're going to do is do a new layer. You're going to grab your polygonal, I think that's how you pronounce it, lasso tool, like so. And you're going to zoom in and you're going to follow your box. So you're going to click here like that, and you're going to follow your line. We don't really want it to be outside of this line. You can mask it off after, but the more exact you get it initially, the better overall it's going to be. So I kind of like to maybe do some overkill with my points, but it just keeps it a little bit more perfect. So we're going all the way to the end, and then we're going to come up here to her face. We're going to come over here, and we're going to come up here. We're just going to kind of follow the light direction where the light would realistically be. We're going around the wing because we don't really want it to go on the wing. And then once you hit the end, it's going to give you this. And then you're going to fill it with white like this. You're going to hit Command D. You're going to change your blend mode to color dodge. Okay, you're not going to see anything just yet. Now you're going to go to Filter, Blur Gallery, Path Blur. I have to zoom out to see the arrow. So this is your arrow. And you can just turn it this way like this. If you pull it up a little bit more, it gives you a little bit more feathering on the edges. So something like that. Now you can adjust your speed over here, and that's going to give you way more blur. But for this, we're just going to leave it like this and click OK. And then you're going to reduce your fill, not your opacity, your fill. And you're going to reduce it all the way down until you get a beautiful glow. So you could be somewhere around 30% like that. And that's before and that's after. So you can see how much light that has really added to her face. We're just going to reduce it so that we don't have any blown out highlights. Right now I'm at 18% and you can see what a drastic change that made. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is show you how to add a glowing fairy. So the first thing that we want to do is add a new layer, go to our brushes. I'm just going to head down to my fairy set and I'm just going to grab a fairy. Let's say I want one that looks like she's reading the book, kind of ish. I think it's this one. Yeah, let's do this one. And for this one, we'll turn that one off. For this one, all you do is you are at 100% opacity, 100% flow with a pure white brush. You're just going to click once and there's your fairy. And then you're going to double click and you're going to go drop shadow. See, in your drop shadow, you're going to change your blend mode to linear dodge. Grab any color of glow that you want for your fairy. If you want it a little bit bright, less bright, you can come down in here. That way it's maybe a little more subtle. Click OK. And you can see the size is all the way at max and the spread and the distance are all the way to the left. And then you click OK. And then what you can do is grab that fairy and put it in a spot. I'm just going to make it a little smaller so that it looks like she's kind of over her shoulder. Like that. And then you can put it somewhere where it looks like she might be reading it with her. Okay, so that's another one. And now we're going to go to a really fun one that I absolutely adore. We're going to go behind our subject. So if this is our subject, I'm going to create a new layer, but I'm going to pull that underneath our subject cutout, right? And then what I'm going to do is grab my overpaint brush from my everyday set, just because it's the most opaque brush I have. Excuse my voice right now. And then all we're going to do is in behind her, we're going to make a bunch of random kind of little different sized and different shaped little dots. Okay. Okay. So something like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up to filter. We're going to go to blur and we're going to go radial blur. And then you're going to make sure that you check zoom, not spin. You want zoom. And you're going to pull this down because you want the light rays to go up. You don't want them to go down. If you wanted them down, then you would obviously push it up here. But I want them down and I want them right in the middle. And make sure your amount is at 100 and click OK. And you can't really see it. So you're going to just duplicate that layer as many times as you need until you can see that so much better. And then once you do that, you're just going to go ahead and merge all of those together and then change your blend mode. You can do screen, you can do overlay, whatever you like best. And that's another really fun one. And actually, I wanted to show you one more. After we're done this, I'll show you another way that I use it for landscape pictures. So far we have done the book, the light here, we've done the blend if, we've done our fairy, and we've done these light beams. Okay, and the last one I wanted to show you is this effect. And this is, really good for fairy tale type portraits, things like that. So I'll show you how I did that. So you add a layer. I'm going to come into my fairy brush, which is in my everyday set. You can see down here I have fairy dust. So we're going to choose our fairy dust, and I'm not using my stylus for this. I'm just using a mouse. And I'm going to change the blend mode to color dodge. We're going to double click this layer and turn off a transparency shapes layer. And now we're just going to make a bunch of really pretty little fairy dust all around our little fairy, wherever you might want this. And then all you're going to do is go filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And I believe I had this at a 6, and it just blurs them out, but it really actually emphasizes the glow on those. And then same thing, if you wanted to do another layer, you could go to your small starburst here, and you're just going to come in and you're going to click for each starburst. I usually go 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I would advise you to just change the size of this every now and then so that it's not all exactly the same. Okay? And then you do the same thing. You go color dodge, double click, turn off transparency, and then use the same Gaussian blur that you did for the last one. And that's going to really make those pop and look more real. Okay, so that, my friends, is how you can create all these lovely little glowy items in your magical kind of portraits. But before we go, I'm going to show you how this effect, these light rays, work really well for landscape photos. Okay, so this is the same effect in this landscape photo. And I'll just show you, I'll turn it off and you can see the before. So let me walk you through this. So this is what I do. I duplicate my layer and we go into select color range and I have it at highlights. So it's only going to select the brightest highlights here. You can play with your range. I pretty much have it at the max. And then you can play with the fuzziness, which is just how much of the highlights you really want to target. I would suggest for this one, maybe, depending on how many layers you want to do, but we can do something like this. So about 25%. Okay, then it selects all those highlights. You're going to Command J because you want to put that on its own layer. And what I like to do is turn the blend mode to screen on this, but then I turn these two off. And the reason for that is because I want to erase the ones that I don't want to be in it. So when you turn it off, it's really good to just put another layer in between those two, like a black layer, so that you can see what you're doing. And this just gives you a better idea. So I go here, I grab an eraser tool. I usually make sure it's just my overpaint brush again because it's the most opaque. And then I'm just going to erase all of these ones because I don't really want these ones that are way down low because it's not going to have the same effect, right? So you want it something like this, and that's good enough. Now you're going to duplicate that layer and you're going to flip it so that you have now something like this. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to merge these two together. Now we can turn this guy off and turn these guys back on. Now on this one, again, change it to screen. Now we're going to go back to our filter radial, and this time we're going to pull this guy all the way up because we want all those beams to go down. Same thing, we want it to be not on spin, you want it on zoom, 100, click OK. And this is the result. So I hope you enjoyed this. I love this effect. I think it's absolutely stunning. If it's not strong enough for you, just duplicate your layer and then you can see you've got a much stronger one here. If you do that, you can reduce your fill a little bit. And yeah, those are some really fun light tricks you can use in Photoshop. See you in the next video.